Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So have you heard of the Roofman? The guy who robbed dozens of McDonald's by sneaking in through the roof, escaped prison in a wild stunt, and lived undetected inside a toys store for months? Yes, it's a real-life story. And today, we're diving deep into Roofman 2025, unpacking the full plot and ending explained. So Jeffrey Manchester, a former Army reservist struggling post-divorce with 3 kids, suddenly notices his observation skills during financial hardships and started to target McDonald's restaurants. Actually, he politely robs them by cutting roof holes, starting with one where he lends his jacket to manager Dwayne before fleeing with cash, and then repeating this over 40 times and earning media fame as Roofman. But unfortunately, he is caught at his daughter Becky's birthday party after gifting her a bike bought with Lute's money, so after that, he's sentenced to 45 years in prison with charges of robbery and kidnapping. Well, then in prison, Jeffrey first wins trust, hides under a supply truck to escape, then hitches to watch Becky ride her bike from afar. And later sometime, he calls his friend Steve for fake passports to flee abroad. But he didn't get to speak with his friend Steve, so that's why Jeffrey decides to hide in a toys store next to a vacant Circuit City, and there he disabled the CCTVs, builds a hideout in a bike display cylinder, and hacks schedules via manager Mitch's computer. And then is posing as undercover agent John Zorin at Lee Wainscott's church toy drive. He charms a single mom Lee. He started dating her, bonds with her daughters Dee and skeptical teen Lindsay, and integrates into their lives despite close calls, like one night nearly getting spotted naked by manager Mitch. Meanwhile, as Jeffrey meets his friend Steve, Steve told him that he needs $50,000 for Jeffrey's documents. So to collect the money, masked and armed, Jeffrey robs the toys store on Christmas Eve, triggering a safe's pepper spray on Mitch, but escaping with cash after a tense standoff. And after giving the money to Steve, he plans to leave, so he started to clean his tracks, like he burned his dental records and other things. And on the way to flee, Lee invites him for Christmas dinner, and as he returns for Lee's family Christmas dinner with gifts, police arrests him. Actually, in the end, police tipped off by photos in Jeffrey's hideout lure him using Lee, arresting him at her door as she learns via radio from afar. After that, he's sentenced to an additional 384 months in prison. So in the prison, Jeffrey reflects on valuing time over things, shares emotional prison visits with Lee where they apologize. Like Lee apologized for not protecting him, while Jeffrey apologized for endangering her and her daughters. Well, he also stays in touch with his daughter Becky. Then as the movie ends, we see real-life updates show 2 more escape attempts in 2009 and 2017, Lee remarried with a recent visit, and Jeffrey working as a prison librarian, eligible for parole in 2036, with many real victims speaking fondly of him. So Channing Tatum shines as the charismatic yet tragic Jeffrey, blending charm and desperation, while Kirsten Dunst adds heartfelt depth to Lee. Well, Cianfrance's direction mixes comedy, suspense, and empathy for capitalism's victims, making it entertaining and oddly moving despite flaws in pacing. So with 87% Rotten Tomatoes score, I think it's a must-watch for true crime fans. So, what did you think of Roofman's wild ride? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.